It aren't what we do, it's the way we do it. It means it is the way of expression, putting this to the way of expression that matters. We all do so many things, but it requires the right way or special way of doing it. That can be productive. Productive, by the word productive, I mean the result orientedness. The result that is going to be fetched by any act. Coming to this expression, especially the expression in English. English being a foreign language or a language of the English, a language of Shakespeare, the great poets like Keats, Shelley, Wordsworth. Okay? And it had the oldest of English, we can say the father of English, being that besides Shakespeare, we know about Galsworthy, Chaucer, so many other giants of English literature. Now, English has its application in both academic as well as professional or vocational life, vocational areas. Now, professionalism is a word we hear very frequently nowadays. What does professionalism mean? It means being result oriented. So, whatever expressions we make in English has to have the end result, the productivity, the goal that we want to reach, the goal we want to hit. So, coming to the usage or application of English, this can be very relevant. And now let me put in fine, let me put in short something about myself. I am S.N. Mukherjee of Kolkata, having a fair amount of experience of coaching or teaching school students, say for about 20 years. Both the Bengali medium, that is West Bengal board, as well as the English, that is ICSE, CBSE boards, say from class 5 till class 12. What I found is very much pertinent. What I found, or rather I find very much essential for the students as well as their guardians to know that English should not be taken as a mere language. It should be a way of life. When we express English, when we express in any language, be it Bengali, Hindi, English or any other, we should remember that it should be touching the depth of the listener, the end person who is being addressed. And we know that it is not that we are going to make our efforts go astray or go without reaping or without fetching good result. Because again, if we think of this today's professionalism, let me make one very early life, or so to say, a nursery rhyme type expression. The little girl and the boatman. Ferry me across the river. Do, boatman, do, the little girl says. Now, the boatman says, if you have a penny in your purse, I will ferry you. Now, the girl says, I have a penny in my purse and my eyes are blue. So, ferry me across the river. Do, boatman, do. The boatman says, if you have a penny in your purse, I will ferry you, be they black or blue. See the professionalism. The boatman is not impressed by the color of the eyes of the girl. He means money. He means economic worth, economic return that is going to be fetched. This is professionalism. We know there are giant industrialists who started their life in a very humble and very, so to say, very meager assortments. But they rose up to the sky. Sky was their limit. And they catapulted in being the giants of industries. We know so many in Indian context also, right? So it is English coming to the, we can say, King's English. It is a language that makes us very relevant in our current society, because without being very much for to say in a negative way, let us not be obstinate, let us not be conservative. English may be the language of the colonialist English, but it is very much relevant in today's life as it was in days of Shakespeare, etc. Shakespeare himself didn't go to school that way. So it is home study. So that is why today's digital world or digital relevance or digital application has brought us home to the knowledge area, the sphere of knowledge. We can sit at home and enhance our knowledge, be it English or any other things, any other area of knowledge, especially English, because English is there in a student learning computer or any other stream in marketing, etc., has to study it, has to learn it in English. So English is a sine qua non. That means sine qua non is a Latin word. This means without that, not. Without English, not. Nothing is attainable, rather, we can say, in a very pragmatic way, in a very practical or worldly or earthly way. Earthly sense, we can say, without English, nothing can be attained today. We may be I may sound rather conservative, but it is nothing, because knowledge is what we know should be as open as anything. Sky should be our limit.